Pissed off is what I am today, Sheldon. It's pissing off mode right now. I am in a very bad mood right now because that was just not the way that game should have ended. And I'm lost for words right now. I'm really lost for words, Sheldon, because describe that. There's only one team that can do that, right? Like scoring 200 and losing. There are not many teams that do that. And we've all seen this. It's happened before in the past in the other IPLs, but this team loves to give us surprises and loves to give its fans, that anxiety and that annoying sense of feeling every time with every match. But welcome back to Rant Podcast, guys. Dillon Pink and Sheldon Dougherty here. And it's one of those days that we're not too happy as RCB fans. We're not too happy and we are pissed off. I don't know what to say, Sheldon. I don't know how to go about this, but do you want to add anything there before we go ahead with this? The match between RCB and Lucknow Super Giants is what we're going to be discussing today, and didn't end up well for us RCB fans there. You'll all know that we are hardcore RCB fans, but RCB ended up scoring 212 there, batting first, and we thought today was going to be the perfect match. Virat getting some runs, du Plessis getting some runs. Screw that, even Maxwell getting some runs there. 200 on the board at the Chinnaswamy. Packed house. You can't ask for anything more. But there's always a freaking twist with this team, Sheldon. And there you have it. They end up losing. Nicky P plays a blinder. Marcus Stoinis plays a blinder. And the game goes on to the last ball and always ends in that thriller. It always ends in a thriller with this team. Sheldon Dougherty, please take it away and describe that for us.
Absolute bullshit. That was as crap as you can imagine. And no, I'm not even I'm not even going to go to the end because Dill, last game when RCB won at home, that first game after years, that was the best of RCB at home. And today you saw why they have such a terrible record at home. Because there's no home advantage. Was there any home advantage? Heck, Lucknow looked like they could have made 270 if they were chasing it. My God, Dill. And some of the bowling, you know what? We'll get to RCB's batting, but RCB's bowling, Dill. Year after year after year, we have to watch this shit. We have to watch this absolute shit. We can get any bowler in the world. We've had Stain, we've had Saudi, we've had any bowler, Josh Hazelwood. You could have got like prime Glenn McGrath and we still would have lost. Because it's the same shit every year. And you know what?
Oh, God.
We start 30 for 3. Let's, LSG thought, let's give RCB a head start with the ball. 30 for 3, let's lose our top 3, we'll struggle. But then, no, it's okay. We can still chase it with, as much time as we want. And my God, I think we should start with RCB's batting, though, because at least positive there, because all the top 3 scored, right, Dil? So that's at least maybe the only positive I can come up with.
Yeah, certainly the only positive there today. But Virat Kohli, they played a beautiful innings there, 61. Faf du Plessis, you thought, would have been slow out of the blocks there, but in the end, he made up for that. 79 runs there. And Glenn Maxwell also played a brilliant knock, 59 there. He ended up getting off just some 29 odd balls there. And in the end, you thought that, okay, fine, 210, 212, damn good score.
Yeah.
And then, brilliant start with the ball. 29 for 3, they had Lucknow inside the power play. But that fifth, sixth over was where I thought it changed, and they started hitting a 6 every over after that. I mean, Stoinis played a blinder there, and just when you thought that it was over, let's come back to Marcus Stoinis because he scored 65 there of just 29 balls or something like that. 65 runs there, and you thought, okay, fine. With that wicket, you thought that, okay, fine. Things are going to get calmer. KL Rahul at the other end is struggling to get off. KL Rahul is struggling at the other end, and you thought, just keep him on strike. He loses it for them. But then Nicky P comes in. Nicky P comes in and scores a 19 ball 62. Just soak that in. 19 balls, 62 runs. At one stage, I think he was on 56. And out of those 56 runs, 52 runs came in boundaries. And then just when you thought that, okay, fine, Nicky P's wicket goes, and then the bowling just becomes better. Then the bowling starts to look better. What the F were these guys doing before when these guys were batting? Why didn't you bowl in the same areas? Well, what was so difficult? I mean, yes, the batting was good. But then, we're hearing all these things already written about the team that, oh my God, Faf should have played a bit faster. Faf should have done this. Oh, Virat shouldn't have gone for that shot. He got out at the wrong time. But guys, 212 on the board.
Exactly. Yeah.
A lot. Okay, we all know this ground is not the best for defending. We all know that it's happened in the past. I mean, I remember Russell doing it. I remember MS Dhoni doing it. I remember KL Rahul doing it also against his team. But you got to learn from your mistakes, right? Where does this end,
Yeah.
Sheldon? That's what we want to discuss. Where does this end with this team? When do they stop freaking putting us under the pump like this and giving us anxiety?
You made great points. I just want to first, before I bash RCB, I want to praise Pooran and Stoinis because they were outstanding. I just want to
Oh,
say that because otherwise it will feel
yeah,
like I'm only bashing RCB's bowlers. But they played two tremendous knocks. They played the right way. No fear cricket. I loved the way LSG batted because when they lost one or two or three wickets, they kept going. That's the modern way, right, Dil? You
yeah,
keep going, you keep attacking.
yeah,
Fair play to them. Now I'll come to the main problem, Dil, because 3 games in a row we've seen the same shit. Because Thakur, first game it was Tilak Verma,
Tilak Verma,
and
yeah,
now these two in this game. Every time a batsman gets on top of RCB, everyone's gone, oh wow, great batsman. He's just gonna smash as much as he wants. There's no plan, Dil. Come on, man. You guys have international bowlers. Siraj, number one rank ODI bowler in the world. Today he bowled well though. But I'm just in
yeah.
general talking about Siraj. Today he bowled well. Fair play to him. What a bowler though. But the others, I mean, Karan Sharma. Did you see how Lucknow spinners were bowling, Dil?
Yeah,
The control they had in the middle overs.
yeah,
Karan Sharma came and he's an impact player. We might as well have kept on what's his name, Anjut Rawat. He might have bowled better if we kept him on. We Karan Sharma bowl because my God, just the lack of adapting to situations is so frustrating. And Harshal Patel, I know he finished well, but that first over he comes in, you have a team 30 for 3. Isn't that the best time to come and bowl? And he just
yeah,
lets the pressure off. Stoinis hits him 2 sixes and boundaries, and then they're just on their way. It's just so frustrating because in 3 games they've had the team in a position where RCB should put their foot down
yeah,
and knock the team over for not much.
yeah,
They should be 3 wins from 3, but their bowling has lost them 3 games because lack of ruthlessness. And I mean, you can complain about the batting, and teams can complain about the batting, but they scored 210, right?
yeah.
They scored more than that, in fact. Like, how
Exactly.
can you blame the batting? Any half decent bowling attack will win you a game with that score. And
Yeah,
Dilt, also, the first 6 overs and the
yeah.
last 4 overs were brilliant for RCB, right?
Exactly. Absolutely brilliant. I thought whoever says that, the batting, they should have got 225, something like that. No, I thought this total was enough on the board. Yes, Faf was
Yeah,
a bit slow to get off the tracks. He was struggling, but then he made up for it. First six
yeah,
overs, they were damn good score. Last 4 overs, they went bonkers at it. So I think, like you said, let's keep that out of the way. Let's keep the batting out
yeah,
of the way. And you
yeah,
made an interesting point, Sheldon, there about Lucknow's bowlers there, especially Ravi Bishnoi and Amit Mishra. I thought they bowled
yeah,
brilliantly there. I think Amit Mishra finished 2 overs for 18 runs with 1 wicket. He did his job there. He
yeah,
did his job and he was
yeah,
out of the way. Ravi Bishnoi, I mean, this guy's underrated. I mean, we spoke about him
yeah,
in the last game also. I think when he did so well for them, but he keeps coming in and he bowled so well. He had RCB under check and they just couldn't go after him completely. Yes, they hit him for a few sixes, but that was it. But then when you compare it to RCB's bowling, it's just that, come on, guys, you can't bowl it time and again. Yes, it's tough to bowl at the Chittaswamy. Yes, we get it. It's super tough to do it, but it's got to stop somewhere. You got to learn how to
yeah,
land that. I mean, I thought today David really bowled really well.
yeah,
I thought he bowled really well. Mark Wood also, for a fast bowler that was
yeah,
going for runs. I mean, all the other bowlers went for runs, but I thought these two bowled well. Yeah, but the rest of the bowlers I thought were pretty bad. And like you said, Harshad Patel should have come in that fifth, sixth over there. They had them under the pump there, but he just releases the pressure and Stoinis goes bonkers. After that, he just doesn't stop. But like I said, Sheldon, this has to end at some point. Like this cannot keep continuing like this. Can't afford to make the same mistakes. Can't blame the batting. The extras way too much. Also, I thought 9 wides there. That was in a tense chase like this. We all know how important every single run is, and they end up
exactly.
conceding 9 runs. And that dramatic finish there towards the end, Sheldon. Do you want to explain that dramatic finish? I mean, I don't have any words right now to describe that because just like the other game we had with Kolkata and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Gujarat, I mean, that was some finish also, but this shouldn't have gone that far. Lucknow also have some sort of luck with them that that they drag it all the way to the last. Come on, guys. Sheldon, do you want to explain that or not? Because honestly, I'm a bit pissed right now as an RCB fan, and this sounds
yeah.
more like a rant rather than a review, guys. So excuse us, the audience. Okay, we are sorry that we are ranting about the team, but it happens. As fans, I think you'll have to understand. But Sheldon, take it away.
Only an RCB could they mess up a man catting. I mean, only an RCB bowler cannot even illegally or legally or whatever. I don't know whether legal, illegal can mess up that run out in the end. And I mean, to be honest, going into the last 4 overs, they needed 28 runs LSG. So I thought in the last 4 overs for RCB to even take it that deep, even pissed me off more because why couldn't you guys do it earlier? Like, why are you
Yeah,
all waiting for the end to start learning how to
yeah,
bowl? And I think there were about 7, 8 overs where we didn't see a Yorker. And then I
yeah,
remember Willie bowling a Yorker, and I'm like,
yeah,
you guys remember how that ball looks? Like, you can finally land it. And it's just so frustrating because even in the last over, suddenly you saw Harshal Patel landing in his Yorkers, the slower ball, he's
exactly.
perfect Yorker, getting wood bowled. And I'm like, man, now you're doing it. Like, honestly, piss off, man. Like, you continue to do it about 2 overs earlier. Like, and just at the end, they'll also, that small hope started coming in again.
Yeah,
I know you also
yeah,
start believing. You're like, RCB, come on, man, don't do. Why you do this shit to us? Like, either you lose normally, don't give us hope, or
yeah.
win properly. But no, we're gonna fight back with no hope and take it to the last and one of one, Bill. And my God, honestly, I'm usually against man catting, but even me at that time, I was like, hit it, Arshal, hit it, please. Stop taking it to a super over.
Whereas I think Ravi Ashwin has to help this team here
Yeah,
with some,
we need to
with
get
some
about.
tips on how to get the batsman out via man cut there. Because I thought that was a bit easy, but
Yeah,
you can get away with it. Yes, he was trying to get him out, but then kind of
yeah,
like went too far and kind of slipped, I thought a bit, tried to get back, but then the umpire's like, no, it's not out. There's this whole sort of drama happening there. And just when you think that, no, 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 this can't happen. Yes, the game is going to get over at least a bit earlier because that was too easy. 5-1 of the last over. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken,
yeah,
5-1 of the last over.
yeah,
And then these guys get themselves out just winning by 1 run there. We've had two nail biting matches back to back, Sheldon, and this can't happen, especially with this team. I feel that RCB, where after having LSG for 29 in the first 6 overs, right?
yeah,
They've lost Myers, they've lost Krunal Pandya, they've lost Deepak Hooda, cheaply that too, right? And
yeah,
then all you had to do was get two tight overs in. Even when Pooran was going bonkers, Stoinis was going bonkers, all they needed was just for an over here and an over there, just to have it tight. 5, 6 runs or an 8 run over would have held it, but instead, no. These guys were going at 11, 12 runs an over. And you made an interesting point that even though wickets kept going, Sheldon, they lost 5, 6 wickets.
yeah,
LSG kept up with the rate. They kept up with the asking rate
yeah,
always. And I think that didn't allow them to go too far behind because at one stage, I think in the 16th over, they were 180 or something for six. They were
yeah,
180 for six. Because
yeah,
then they needed just a few more runs to win. And you were like, okay, this match is going to get sooner, get over sooner than we thought. But
yeah.
just goes till the last ball there. But exciting game, right? This was a very good exciting. But question is, what can RCB take from this, Sheldon, and how do they go ahead from this? Because they have the next 4 games now, the same venue.
Yeah,
And what happens when you face bigger, better teams? Like, okay, they got Mumbai out of
yeah,
the way, but what happens when you face the big boys, CSK? What happens when you face Gujarat and
yeah,
Rajasthan? Because these teams are looking in form. These few teams are looking really good. So what happens when you
yeah.
face these guys at your home ground?
Exactly. And you can't say, oh, we lost the toss, we batted first, that's why we lost game. That
Yeah,
is a BS excuse.
yeah,
You had 210 plus on any pitch.
yeah,
If you're playing on a road or in the parking lot, you should still be able to defend it. I mean, my gosh. And there's no excuse. I think RCB have to change something. I don't know what they can do though, because I
yeah,
felt the bowling attack, and this is why I get frustrated, is because all the time he hears, oh, RCB bad bowlers. No, they don't have bad bowlers. They're bowling badly. It's a
yeah,
difference. Telling me these
exactly.
are bad bowlers. David
Yeah,
Willey, international bowler. Wayne Parnell, international bowler.
yeah,
Siraj, international bowler. Harshad Patel,
yeah,
international bowler. These are not bad bowlers. They're just
yeah,
bowling badly. And that's the difference. This bowling attack is better than many in the IPL. But are
yeah.
they showing it? No.
No.
You think Mumbai wouldn't want this bowling attack? Like the way they've been playing? Like, I'm pretty sure they'll take this bowling attack and they'll somehow get something sorted. I don't know if it's mentality or it's just that, I don't know. It just feels like when they get into these games, the bigger teams win these games still. I'm thinking
Yeah,
if Dhoni got his team into this position, no way Chennai is losing that game.
yeah,
If Rohit Sharma with his peak Mumbai team got into this position, no way they're losing that game.
yeah,
And that's the thing, mentality. I don't know. They have to win the next game now. I think it's must win because they have so many home games as well, Dil.
yeah,
And if you lose two in a row at home, it's tough. And so many teams are winning games as well. So Yeah, tough. They definitely need to win the next game.
Yeah, but what does this do for Lucknow, Sheldon? What can they take away from this one? Because even their bowling, yes, you can say that they had an off day playing at this ground. You know, the
Yeah,
bowlers go for a lot of runs. Let's keep that out there, right? That's a given. We all know that on this kind of a ground, the bowlers, they have no mercy. Like they're just going to get
yeah,
whacked all the way. But did you think Avish Khan, didn't bowl well up to the mark? Because I think even in the last game, he didn't bowl that well. So
yeah,
I'm just thinking kind of, can Avish Khan bowl that well? And also with KL Rahul, he's not been up to the
yeah.
mark there. And even today on a beautiful batting surface, he struggled to get up the mark. Was it like he knew that, the batting was not so deep? That's why he was holding it on there. What do you think was happening there with them?
Yeah, Dil, I think they're missing Mohsin Khan this season. I thought he was
Yeah,
really good last season.
yeah,
So they're kind of stuck with playing Avesh Khan even when he's struggling. I feel
yeah,
that that's a big miss. But I feel for Lucknow, they won't, be too critical of their bowling. I think when you have Maxwell in that form, Duplessis in that form, Kohli in that form, I think they would have been happy with how much they conceded. Like they would have been like,
yeah,
okay, it's not out of reach. If one or two of our guys get going, we can chase this, and they showed that. And I think Dill also coming on to their batting. I mean, Raul's form is a bit of a worry. It just seems like he's unsure what to do in those middle overs, whether to
yeah,
go hard or to whether to bat through. Because even when he was batting with Pooran with one end was playing a blinder, but you felt like Rahul was kind of keeping Bangalore in the game with his innings, like
yeah,
he not getting too far ahead. So that is an issue for them. But I mean, for Dill, thinking of Lucknow, you saw who was sitting on the bench for them, Quinton de Kock. We were speaking about him earlier. I think he probably walks in because Mayer's form in the last two games may have just fallen off a bit since he landed in India,
yeah,
it seems. I think he will come in and that may help free up Rahul as well
yeah,
because it seemed like he and de Kock last year had a very good partnership, right, Dill?
yeah,
So maybe
yeah.
that could help him out.
Yeah, for sure, Sheldon. Yeah, absolutely right. What you said, Quinton de Kock may be playing the next game for all we know,
Yeah,
right? And what this there's now, Sheldon, that this IPL has been brilliantly thing there. I mean, when you least expected it, you have these teams that from winning, like from winning the match there, they end up losing. And we all seen that in the last game, yesterday's game also with KKR versus Gujarat. Hat trick taken, 29 to win off the last over, and then boom, 5 6s match done, right? So we can never say what's going to happen. It's such
yeah,
an unfair game, such an unpredictable game, like you
yeah.
said, Sheldon. But it's going to be very, very interesting going ahead. Requesting our audience there to keep it locked on to Boundary Line Podcast, guys. Thank you so much for all the love that you've shown us, for all the views that you've given us. We really, really appreciate it. And yes, thank you for also staying tuned to Boundary Line Podcast. But if you do like the content that we are putting out there, please hit the like button, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our channel. Share the video with your friends as much as possible so that we reach a wider audience. And yes, there's lots more happening. We've had some interesting games there. Do stay tuned for more updates. We'll see you soon.